I saw potential. I didn't see problem. Care can change just anyone. Go at your level. Don't seek to be known. Seek to make impact.
Can we change the narrative?
You are to start the change. Change begins with one person who is not afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to make a difference. Be different in your approach. I tell people, don't pray for success. Do what others are doing to succeed. Very simple. I saw potential. I didn't see problem. If you care for people, you'll always look out for their potentials. You don't want that potential to die. He said one of the days, I took him by his hand to a public place where many people know him with his problem. But I so associated with him. He said, I didn't care about what anybody would say. And that's what Jesus did. He would sit among drunkards. He wanted them. He wanted them. He didn't approve the environment, but he wanted them. Care can change just anyone. Care can turn a sinner to a saint. Care can bring a backslider back home. There is nothing care cannot do. And care doesn't have to do with money. A touch, a smile, hope to someone. You can make it. You fail, but I will help you to rise. Caring people are not quick to condemn. They correct people, they mold people, they remold people. They careless. Even when you mention your error, they talk you away from it and show you the great things that can happen in your life. Say loud, amen. Do you know many parents have lost their children for lack of care? Any small thing, harassment. The child say, I better leave this environment. And that's lost forever. Keep caring, receive grace for it.
Daddy, as a young pastor in my late 30s in the UK, it often feels overwhelming managing a full-time job, a senior university lecturer with pastoral role of a fast-growing church from 5 members to 150 in less than 2 years, and a young family. How can I manage all of these roles and continue to excel? Thank you for your impact.
There is time and there is season for everything. If you started pastoring a church of 5 people and it's growing, again, get back to God for direction and discretion. I'm not able to cope. Lord, what are you saying? Should I resign my secular job and go full-time into ministry? Which, of course, by my understanding, is a higher calling. Concerns are there. How will I feed my family? Which are very reasonable. But sometimes you need to take a step of faith and not limit God. So this calls for inquiries. Self-inquiry, divine inquiry for God's leading. But the moment you can't cope with the two, please don't divide your attention. One of our great fathers in the nation, 2 of them, Pastor Abioye was a lecturer. When he was saddled with the responsibility of leading that big organization, at the time when he couldn't cope, left it behind, went into it. Pastor W.F. Kumoye, highly respected lecturer at UNILAG, started fellowship, still doing his lecturing, couldn't cope, left for a higher calling. So we have to be sensitive. There's nothing bad in doing secular job while you start ministry, if that's what your faith can carry. If you cannot absolutely resign and go full-time, you can do some jobs. It's not out of place. In fact, when I started pastoring a small church, I felt I could also go and do some lecturing until the work grew. Before my wife, joined me in full-time ministry, she was working. We encouraged it. But I didn't rely on the income. I still played my responsible role. But to keep everyone occupied, to avoid idleness, keep engaging. But once you discover that you can't cope again, please be very sincere, be well focused. Don't pursue two things at the same time so that you won't suffer loss on the two ends.
Struggled with my musical career for years. After so many years of trials, even after releasing an extensive playlist, I still haven't made any headways. Please, sir, I want your honest spiritual counsel on this. Thank you, sir.
I have always counseled people, generally in ministry, and particularly in music ministry. The problem we run into is that we want to be quickly known. We want to be quickly known. We are so success driven that we miss the success. Go at your pace. Go at your level. Don't seek to be known. Seek to make impact. There are people starting, music ministry today who wants to climb up immediately. They want to become popular artists. David didn't become popular even after he was anointed. He was anointed in chapter 16 of 1 Samuel. He didn't become king until 2 Kings chapter 5. As a matter of fact, when he came out to say he would kill Goliath, his brethren said, we know your pride from the onset. You are very proud. So after he was anointed king, you know what happened? They sent him back to the bush. They anointed you, think who are you? He didn't argue. He went back to face his work until the appointed time. I want to urge us, don't seek to be known. Don't seek to be heard. This is one of the crazy things today in the social media. We are always busy looking for followers. After service, some people go and sit down. How many people followed me today? How many people followed me today? And you become so crazy that suddenly you go to another person's channel or platform. You see, 20 people followed it. 20,000. I am finished. 20,000 people. 20,000 people. Meanwhile, you need to know the journey of that person. Don't bug your head. I tell people, don't pray for success. Do what others are doing to succeed. Very simple. You wanted systems, church system. You went to Orlando to find out how they are doing it. Not that you are wishing and you are struggling and announcing in the church, we are going to grow. You are wasting your time. Don't seek to be known. Don't seek to be popular. I don't ask how many people are listening to me. No, I don't find out. Because it can distract your attention and get you into contention. And get you into hunger. And you go and preach. There are some people, you know what I'm talking about. Some people are following them. But instead of they following us. You don't need all of that. So I want to urge this, my beloved brother, if he's a brother or sister, and encourage you. There is time, there is season. Meanwhile, stay where you are faithfully. If you are faithful in little, you will soon blow out. You will soon blow out. Be patient. Keep nurturing. If they invite you for naming ceremony, they say, can you see that now? They invite some people to big conferences, naming ceremony. This is where we miss it. This is where we miss it. Stay at your level. Function so. Don't go and borrow to produce album. I don't do anything that God does not provide for. When we were growing up, my wife is witness. There are certain ministers of the gospel I will never invite to come and preach. Because we can't pay for the hotel. We can't pay for the transportation. Then we used to invite people who will stay with us in our house. Moderate people who can travel by road. Because even me at that time, I used to travel by night bus and not full seat attachment. There's time for everything. You will surely get there. Don't borrow money. The program we are doing here, fully paid for. Everything is fully paid for. But perhaps I couldn't have done that years ago. When you grow, it will fit. When you grow, it will be easy. Anything stretching you and overstretching you. So don't mistake, when we say stretch, we mean put in your best, your maximum. Not that you should overstretch yourself. In science, they tell us that there is elastic limit. If you go beyond your elastic limit, paralysis. Your mouth will bend, your hand will bend. You know why? Hypertension. You know, hypertension means tensioning your life to hyper level until it becomes irreparable. My doctor is laughing here. Please go ahead.
My question is, as a lady in leadership across the food chain hospitality sector, how can I attain my fullest political ambition in a country where politics is considered dirty? Prophets were all leaders. In present day, most pastors are not into nation building. How can we change the narrative?
You are to start the change. Change begins with one person who is not afraid to be different, who is not going to allow compromise, who will maintain standard. I agree with you that your presentation is very accurate, especially as it has to do with our nation. And the problem we have presently is that when we can't beat them, we join them. And so there are more people joining the negative side instead of standing out to speak. And I think this is a word for all of us. Even in ministry today, there are certain teachings that appear not to be acceptable. If you teach it, people will warn you. They will tell you that your followers will leave you. Don't be afraid to make a difference. Be different in your approach.